Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Great to be back with you. I haven't done one of these perfectly placed shows for quite some time. I know Ali's been doing duty, but great to be with you. We've got a 10-race program scheduled for Monday. Now, I know it's a long weekend. Unfortunately, there's no betting available. This is a pre-recorded show. We're doing it well in advance, and that's obviously to allow for the editing team to try and get it out as soon as possible. I know there's a few punters that will spend some of their long weekend studying this card. We saw some terrific payouts on Wednesday afternoon at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I'm sure that'll be the case when it comes to Monday, the 21st of April. So we've got 10 races. The first race 11:50, so a nice early start. The Barpot will start in race 2 at 12:20, PA race 3 at 12:55, the pick 6. If you catch us pick 6, you won't need to work for the next couple of weeks and months. The pick 6 you need to be on at 1:30. The first jackpot race 5 at 2:05. Second jackpot will only start race 7 at 3:15. And all things being equal, the last race will run race 10 at 5 o'clock. Don't forget, a big thank you to MJ Baileyfelt and all the trainers and the jockeys that contributed to that perfectly placed interview package. You'll be able to find that on our social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Facebook, and more importantly, make good use of our YouTube channel. Some great content that's gone out on that YouTube channel. So go and find all the information that you need over there. All right, so now that we've gone through the housekeeping, let's dive straight into it. Like I said, there is no betting at this early stage, so keep watching for that. The first race goes off at 11:50. It's the Hollywoodbets Kenilworth Welcomes Your Juvenile Plate. They'll line up at the 1,000 meter marker. I'm going to go with number 1, North Point. JP van der Merwe for Brett and James Crawford. We know that the yard is certainly banging them home left, right and centre. They've had a good couple of winners over the last few weeks. I called this horse last time out when beating Demanding Dave, and if you go and watch the replay on the 16th of March, you'll see idled into the race and quickened like a very smart horse. There hasn't been too much in terms of the form line. I can tell you that horse Demanding Dave came out to run a very nice rate, ran third, beaten just under 2 lengths by All the Rage, who looks to be a smart horse trained by Candice Bass-Robinson. So short and sweet, I think North Point will get punters off to a flying start. You need to respect number 2, Amen Corner, the filly taking on the boys. She won a good enough race at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on debut, so she could be anything. And then I do want to mention number 7, Island Forever. He's a lovely horse. I know that Vaughan Marshall has often told us that he's a very smart horse, and once the penny drops, he should go on and be one of those horses that wins a few races for the connection. So Sean Veal gets the ride. He was a bit disappointing last time out, but I'm prepared to forgive him for that. I'm going to go North Point, put that slide up. We're going to go and back this horse. I can't give you an indication of what the market's telling us, but either way, we're going to start the day off with a win bet on number 1. Let's go to race number 2. The second race is the Cape Racing Wishes You a Happy Family Day. It's a maiden juvenile plate. 1,400 meters is the trip, so they'll go around the turn. A lot of unexposed horses over here. I mean, there's a few that have come out to run some fair races on debut. One of them being number 2, Randolph Hurst. JP van der Merwe gets the ride for Justin Snaith. A lovely run behind what looks to be a potentially nice horse trained by Glenn Cotson called Good For You. I think he's gone to Durban for the champion season, Good For You. So this horse, Randolph Hurst, he can only appreciate the step up in trip. I watched him closely on debut. He was catching the eye very late. He'll be there for nothing, and he's one that's got to go into your bets undoubtedly. So number 2, Randolph Hurst. The Greg Enion pair, well, he is part of that interview package that you can find on the Cape Racing YouTube channel. He spoke about number 4, New World, and number 6, Suppose You've Heard. They're 2 very nice horses, nice youngsters that are progressing at a rate and knots. And then that leads me to my top selection. I've been waiting for this horse to come out again. His name is Better Man. It's number 8. It's a pity that he's drawn quite deep. Gavin Larena will have to work his magic for Vaughan Marshall, but you'll see when he goes down to the starts, you'll want to double your bet. He's a magnificent looking individual. I know they've always thought quite highly. They were gutted, if I can use that term, that he got beat last time out. He didn't get the run as the race, and I am of the opinion perhaps that Hollywoodbets Durbanville at this early stage in his career was just a little bit too tight for him. He got going nicely that last furlong or so. If Gavin can get him out, get him on speed, I think he'll be very hard to beat. So I'm going to go and back this horse. Doesn't matter the price. I think Better Man number 8 is worth a bet on the nose in race 2. Race number 3. First leg of the Place Accumulator. I've actually tipped up a Place Accumulator because it's going to pay some good money. Hopefully we can catch it a few times. It's the Cape Turf Club Syndicate's maiden plate for fillies and mares. They go to the 1100 meter marker. 12:55 is the off time. It's not a strong race. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the first timers came out and won over here. I did read some of the comments. I see the book does read that number 1, Ukuduma, might just need the experience. Gavin Lorena's been booked to ride for Vaughan Marshall. We love having Gavin here in the Western Cape, and he's had some good success for Vaughan over the last few months during our summer season. 2 Ruby Rex, the 3-year-old filly. Craig Zaki for Adam Marcus. She's a lot better than her last start. Again, I'm going to say it, a horse that I don't think really enjoyed Hollywoodbets Durbanville. She was drawn 9 of 14. She was a long way back, and she was actually staying on pretty nicely that last 300 meters or so. She ran 6 lengths behind Huri Kwako on the 5th of March. I've had a look at some of these form lines. If we go right down in the page, in the same race, there was a horse called Winter on the Green, who actually ran behind Ruby Rex, and that came out to run a lovely race here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth Wednesday afternoon. Got left out the machine and was staying on beautifully with Craig Zaki in the lucky last race. So we'll have to give those form lines just a little bit more time, but this isn't a strong race, and I think she'll love the fact that she's now racing back up the straights at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. So I'm going to lean towards number 2 Ruby Rex is probably the horse they all need to beat, but you must respect number 5 Larking About, number 6 Duchess of Palermo. She's got to go into the play. I know Paul Reeves thought she would win quite early in her career, and then even a horse like number 7 Winter Gamble, who's been rested for 75 days, Andrew Fortune, well, he's riding at the top of his game, and he gets the ride for Candice Bass Robinson. Let's go through those PA numbers. I'm spending a bit of money. First leg, I'm going 2, 5, 6, and 7, by 7 and 12, by 4, 9, 10, and 12, by 2 and 6, by banker 6, by 4, 5, and 6, and the last leg, we're going 8 and 10. The 4th race, this is the pick 6 time. This is where you need to start getting around the table with some of your friends, spend a bit of money on this Monday afternoon. 1:30 is the off time of race number 4. It's the Follow Cape Racing on social media. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares, and they'll go to the 1400 meter marker. I'm going with number 7, Hunger Tonga. Andrew Fortune, in one of his post-race interviews, mentioned that this horse could be one to follow on Monday afternoon. Of course, we have a situation. Came out to win a good race with Andy Fortune on Wednesday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and this horse was drawn 13 of 14 at Hollywoodbets Durbanville last time. Aussie Noach did everything right. Got her over, put him in a great, or her in a great position, and I thought she was a little bit unlucky. I spent a bit of time watching the replays. It looked like Aussie had gone at exactly the right time, and we have a situation with Grant Fanica came to nail her on the line. So yes, 7 Hunger Tonga, got to have an outstanding chance. Word on the ground is she's doing exceptionally well back at home, and those form lines are holding up. So that would be my play when it comes to race number 4. Where are the dangers? Well, number 9, Mighty Mary, can only improve. Sean Veal gets the ride for Vaughan Marshall. She ran 5th over 1200 meters on debut at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. The step up in trip is going to help her chances. So number 9, Mighty Mary, must go into your pick 6 play. 11, Ocotillo, been as honest as the day is long. Craig Zaki gets the ride for Eric Sands. Had she been drawn better, I would have made her a massive contender. And then finally, number 12, Miss William, who I make the immediate danger to Hunger Tonga, only because Brett and James Crawford are in great form. Cabello Matsanyane, well, I thought he rode that it was chasing the rainbow during the course of the week magnificently. He really got that horse to mow to the last 100 meters. If she can beat the draw, she'll be right on top of them. So please don't leave out number 12, Miss William, when it comes to race number 4. But now that I've looked at the card properly, I've listened to what Andrew Fortune's had to say, I've gone and had a good look at those form lines. I think each way play number 7, Hunger Tonga, in hope that she's on speed, in hope that she can get away at the right time. I think she'll go very close to winning. Let's move along. Let's go to race number 5. This is where the first jackpot starts, 14:05. So 2:05 is the off time. It's the VHM Racing Syndicate. It's an open maiden over 1700 meters. You did hear me correctly, open maiden. So we do need to pay attention to the weights. And if you go back and look at the statistics, we were chatting collectively as a presenter group about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The top weights are actually very much favored when it comes to these open maidens. Let's talk about the field. Number 3, Ario Vistas, got to have a chance. Number 2, Jetta 1's got to have a chance. The 4, Drickus, the well-named Drickus, been rested for 79 days. Corne Offer rides for Andre Nelm. He made big improvement from his first start to his second start when he was tried over 1400. You can only think now that he steps up to 1700 meters from a good draw, he's going to show that natural improvement. So 4, Drickus must go into all your bets. Number 9, Tunguska, didn't get the run of the race last time out. If you can, go and watch the replay. Andrew Fortune's been booked to ride for Ricky Maingard. He was drawn 6 at 12 at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on the 5th of March, and he was absolutely flying late behind 006. So if he can get a smooth run in transit from a tricky draw, I think Tunguska will be super competitive. 10 past and present, very hard to fault his form. He's also very consistent. JP van der Merwe rides for his, I'm going to say boss, Justin Snaith. Of course, saying the silks of Gina Goldsmith and Greg Bort. So 10 needs to go in, and then 12 show off. Now, here's a horse I thought would really win with its head in its chest last time out. I was a little bit disappointed. He moved up. He was given the run of the race by Richard Fourie. I can only put it down to second run after a long rest. Still a little bit immature. He's drawn in the sticks here. So Richard's going to have to work some magic, but we know that Richard Fourie can do that. But he'll be finishing very strongly. So 12 show off. If he can just keep building on his form, I think he'll go very close to winning this particular contest. All right, so what have I done? I'm probably going to go each way show off. I just hope that this horse gets some luck and that he appreciates the step up in trip. So that's where we're going to go when it comes to race number 5, the start of Jackpot 1. Each way play Richard Fourie on show off for Brett and James Crawford. Race number 6, the Race Cape powered by Hollywoodbets. It's an open maiden for fillies and mares. They go to the 1700 meter marker. I've tried to narrow it down to 2 horses. I want to talk about number 2, English Mistress. Andrew Fortune gets the ride for Candice Bass-Robinson. She ran second to Strawberry Thief last time out. She was doing her best work when the race was all over. Before that, she ran a fair race behind Double Dash. She ran 4th beaten just under a length and a half. But I think the key here is that she's been so consistent. If there's a horse that deserves to get it right, even though she's been frustrating to follow from a on-the-nose perspective, that's this horse, English Mistress. She finds the perfect race, good draw, informed jockey, informed stable. I'll be very surprised if she doesn't get it right on Monday afternoon. So I'm going to go with number 2, English Mistress. I do make the danger, the only danger, number 6, Beneath the Clouds. She ran a good race last time to Klein Z, who came out to frank those form lines on Wednesday. She ran 4th beaten, 4.5 lengths, but she's still improving. She's still trying to mature. I've often spoken to the yard, to Michelle and her team, and I believe she shows some very good work back at home. When she wins, I think she'll continue being competitive through her career. So that's the only danger when it comes to race number 6. Number 6, Beneath the Clouds, to trouble English Mistress. But now that I've looked at the race, I've studied it properly, I'm prepared to give this horse one final chance. We're going to back her on the nose in hope that Andrew Fortune can produce the goods. She looks, I'd imagine she'll be quite short in the market, but maybe you want to string a few multiples for the rest of the afternoon. Second jackpot, race number 7. Race 7 is off at 3:15. It's a celebrating Centurion member Devon Heifer's birthday, a C Stakes. They go to the 2,200 meter marker. I'm big on a horse. I really like number 6, Mfula. Brett and James Crawford, the trainers. Richard Fourie knows him very well. He's been booked to ride again. I know he's got to carry quite a bit of pudding of 61.5 kilograms, but he's an improving, progressive 3-year-old. He won with absolute ease last time out. He beat ahead of the facts. It was a good ride from Richard Fourie. He had him just off the pace and chose to get him rolling quite early into the straight at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I thought he won with authority. Based on that win, he looks to have some sort of a future in the staying ranks. I think he'll win. I'm not going to try and complicate the matter. I'm not going to look for something to beat him. Small field, Richard will have options. He's quite a versatile horse. If he gets away at the right time, I think he'll be very hard to beat. So that's it from our side. I'm not going to, as I said, complicate things. There's 1 or 2 horses that can maybe trouble him. A horse like Quite a King, Bounce Back, To the Moon and Back. They must have some sort of a chance. And even the unexposed Wood World. But he didn't beat the strongest of fields last time out, that Wood World. So you can put that slider. I'd imagine we take a jackpot 2 when it comes to race 7 because Mfula is going to be quite short. I'm not going to sit here and tip these horses that are at 8, 9 to 10. So let's take a jackpot 2. Let's catch it a few times. First leg, we're going to bank a number 6. Second leg, we'll go 4, 5, 6 and 11. Third leg, we go 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 and 10. And the last leg, we're taking no chances. We're going wide. We're going 1, 2, 6, 8, 9, 11, 15 and 17. Race 8, that goes off at 15.50. It's the Champagne Stakes. It's a grade 3 event and it's a hot renewal. There's some lovely horses that will line up over here. I'm sure 1 or 2 might just have their eyes on the prize for the champion season. There's some smart horses. Let's start with number 4, Tenango. Andrew Fortune gets the ride for Candice Bass-Robinson. They've made no secret. They think the world of him. This time next year, I think you'll see a proper horse in the making. So Tenango's got to have an undeniable chance. He ran second to Gem King last time. That was on the 16th of March. He looked like he had the race sewn up going past the 150, and Gem King came with a storming finish late to grab him. There's been a winner from the form line. Teflon Man went to Hollywoodbets Greyville and won a good race with Craig Zaki. So that City of Cape Town A Stakes, which happened on the 16th of March, Teflon Man has already come out to frank the form lines. I really believe that Tenango is going to love the fact that there's a little bit of give in the ground. I know the last couple of days it's been warm here in Cape Town, but there's still a little bit of give. Horses will love it, and this is one horse that will thrive in it. So number 4, Tenango, must go into the play. 5, Captain West. He won a good race beating World of Pleasure. It was a great ride by Louis Mkotwa on the 22nd of March. Just having a look at those form lines, Mauritius Kestrel came out to run a good third on Wednesday. And the horse that ran stone last was We Have Touchdown. We Have Touchdown ran a half a length second to La Pulga, who actually ran second to All Out for 6 in the big cap. So yes, form lines have worked out, and now that he drops back in trip, he has to be respected. So Captain West must go into your bets. And then finally, I want to chat about the horse that I think they all need to beat. Number 6, All Out for 6. Richard Faree gets the ride for Vaughan Marshall. He's versatile. He can go 1400. He can go a mile. In this case, he drops right back in trip. I don't think the sprinting trip will be any problem for him. He won a good race, the Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene big cap race. He quickened up going through the 400 like a very nice horse in the making. La Pulga, as I said, has come out to frank those form lines. And even further down the page, who was in the race? I know there was hard luck stories aplenty, but one stripe. Any form line that's got one stripe in it here in the Western Cape, I think is good enough to see you win races. So I think All Out for 6 is the horse that they all need to beat when it comes to race number 8. How are we going to make some money? I'm going to go and take the exacta box. I think the winner will come from one of 3 horses, but either way, if my top selection doesn't win, I think there'll be a backup, whether it be Captain West or, of course, Tenango, right there to pick up the pieces. So we're going to go exacta boxed 4, 5, and 6. Take it a few times. I'm pretty bullish that you'll catch it. So exacta box 4, 5, and 6 in race 8. The penultimate, race number 9, that goes off at 16:25. It's the www.hollywoodbets.net class 4 for fillies and mares. They go to the 1200 meter marker, so that the top of the straight here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. You'll find some value when it comes to this particular race. You can make a case for quite a few. Number 1, Exquisite. I'm a little bit concerned the drop-in trip's going to be on the short side for her. She ran a fair race over 1800 meters last time out, so she drops right back in trip, which I think will catch her out. Little Miss Pink tries hard. That's all I can say when it comes to Little Miss Pink. She's got a heart of a lion. Aussie Noach, well, he banged home a winner for Vaughan Marshall in the form of Captain's Destiny in a great finish on Wednesday afternoon. Little Miss Pink, she needs a particular ride. You need to hold her up. She can only see daylight very late, but we'll leave that to Aussie. If there's one man here in Cape Town that knows how to ride her, it's Aussie Noach. So she must go into the play. 4 from a distance. I'm of the opinion she's a lot better than what you're seeing on paper. I like the fact that she's dropping back in trip. 6, Maritzburg Memory. She's been rested for 65 days. She's always been on my radar, this filly. She ran a lovely race last time over 1200 meters here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Sean Veal knows her very well, and she's only got 53 on the back, so she needs to be included. And that leads me to my top selection, which will be Andrew Fortune for Candace Bass Robinson. That's number 8, October Fest. I've been waiting for this horse to come back to the sprinting trip. Andrew Fortune should suit her perfectly. Hold her up for as long as possible, produce her at the right time, and she'll be storming home late. So 8 October Fest, now that she's back sprinting, you'll get a massive run for your money. And then number 10, She's Got Class. Well, Des McLaughlin, he's often told me that she has got ability. I've actually spoken to Mornay Vinnar as well about her, and he believes that she'll be a nice filly in time. So she must be respected from a small break of 65 days. But it's a competitive race. We can't tip everything. I'm going to go and take the each way on number 8, October Fest. The 10th and final, the Get Out Stakes. It goes off at the top of the hour, 5 o'clock. It's the Hollywoodbets Bright Future Class 4. It is over 1,200 meters. And they've probably left the most difficult race for last, which means there'll be value. Now, I'm not going to talk your head in circles, because horses like Street Outlaw, chance. Master of the Desert, chance. I did read the comments about number 3, Elegant Noble, who's been rested and gelded. I see been rested for 791 days. Well done to Brett and James Crawford for bringing this horse back to the course, but the commentaries will need the run. 6 Secret Passage, he's got an undeniable chance. Andrew Fortune gets the ride for Justin Snaith. 9 Firing on All Engines, well, he is actually going to be my top selection. I've been waiting for this horse to step out. He was carded to run at Hollywoodbets Durbanville when unfortunately we needed to abandon halfway through, and I made him a racing certainty on that occasion. But yes, he finds a tough race here. He tries hard. He's got a big action. He likes to be on speed. Pumium Jorka knows him very well, and I think he'll go nicely. So 9 Firing on All Engines, he's going to be my top selection. He ran a very good second to Street Outlaw last time, and he fought all the way down to the line. He's got some good form. 4th to Legal Counsel, who we know Justin Snaith rates. 3rd to Kelp Forest. 5th to a horse like Arctic Wizard. He brings in some decent form lines, so he will be my top selection. And then I want to chat quickly about number 11, Major Master, who's been rested and gelded. He was carded to run last week at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and he was scratched. I do think this will be on the short side. He takes a bit of time to unwind. This must be a prep for something, but he should be staying on nicely late, number 11, Major Master. He put up a terrific gallop when I happened to watch him a good 3 weeks ago at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. He's always been eye-catching, and I think the gelding's going to do him the world of good. So there we go. A tough race. Probably the most competitive race. If you came to the lucky last, you said, Brandon, I need to find a winner. I would suggest that you go the each way, the win and the places on Firing on All Engines. Hoping that Pumium Jorka can do us a good turn when it comes to race number 10 at 5 o'clock on Monday afternoon. That's it from my side. Thank you very much for watching. I know there was a little bit of talking and not always easy to listen to, but let's hope that we found you a few winners and that you can start your week after a holiday on a flying start. For myself, Brandon, the rest of the Cape Racing team, have a wonderful day and may it be a happy day's punting.